Alright guys, so this is Pohdoh here, and yes, I did hear about the live stream. You can stop PMing me about that. Yes, I did hear for the 30-minute gameplay, so wanted to give my personal opinions on it, and this video won't last very long because it's campaign, first of all. I think a lot of people are forgetting about that. It is campaign, and granted, the guns there, I mean, the visuals look amazing. Like, flat out, the visuals look very, very nice. It actually took me off guard. Well, I mean, it's expected that they improve the visuals, but it's one thing expected, and there's another thing to actually see it in action. And the visuals do look pretty amazing. My only issue is I wonder how my poor iPhone 5 will handle that, or I wonder how any of your guys' device is gonna handle this. To be honest, so regardless. Regardless of that, I'll just give my personal opinions on it. It's on Touch Arcade, and I don't know if I'm gonna have a gameplay of it in the background, or I'll speed it up, or I'll do something. But there's copyright issues, so I want to tread lightly. But regardless, my general opinions on it. The campaign it looks much more refined. Normally the campaign gets the tip of the dick when it comes to the amount of effort they put inside the game, and I don't mind that at all because who cares about the campaign? But it seems like they're actually trying to up it up a notch. They're trying to make campaign a lot more polished, and I think that's first of all they want to give people an incentive to do it, which is why they added the XP thing. You can actually gain XP from campaign, and it raises a few issues in my mind because I think what's gonna end up happening with a lot of people is that just gonna farm. They're just gonna do one level over and over again instead of actually going into multiplayer matches. But I mean, this still is effort, and as long as it's connected to the server, if the currency is server based, then there won't be any hacking based on it, for my information. But it sounds like a pretty good idea. I'm not saying I'm gonna be doing campaign because I mean, what's the point of getting great guns if you suck ass in the game? But regardless, my overall impression with the campaign changes is I like it. Granted, I would prefer they put their efforts in more into multiplayer because that's always been a precarious thing. They've always almost gotten it right. They never really hit the bullseye with multiplayer. They gotten so close with Modern Combat 2 and Modern Combat 3, and they missed it with Modern Combat 4. But I mean, there's been some times, and the graphical improvements are on the way. The game's pretty much done now. The developing, the creation of the game is pretty much done at this point. They're just doing the marketing. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna show multiplayer in E3 or in the live stream, but that can change. Maybe they can get a small little private lobby going, and just my personal prediction, early June, maybe like second week of early June. I'm not sure, around there. That's because if they're done with the game, that means they're gonna release it like within the next month. Like, I'm very confident about that, or at least they're gonna submit it by then. If they're not gonna, if they can't get it out by then, they're gonna submit it to Apple, and if Apple likes it, which I'm sure they will, because I don't think there's ever been a time where they rejected a game off game, but regardless, early June, that is my prediction, but maybe they'll delay it again. Who knows? But I highly doubt it unless something disastrous happens, because for the most part the game looks almost finished. If they're confident enough to show aspects of the campaign, that means they're almost there. But about the actual gameplay itself, let's see, it plays very similar to Modern Combat 4. You may not notice this because of the graphics, but if you look at the movement speed, if you look at how the guns react, the reload, how long it takes to reload the gun, the amount of time it takes to get out of sprint. If you look at these little subtle details, it looks very similar to Modern Combat 4, and that's kind of unsettling because I'm wondering how are they going to change it up this time. Is this just going to be a better Modern Combat 4? Because historically that has, or based on, or traditionally that has never really worked out, because in previous examples are such things such as Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3 was supposed to just be a balanced version of Modern Warfare 2, but I mean, like, you cannot just have a clone of the previous game. Call of Duty has proven this. They're successful, they make a lot of money, but they don't make great games anymore. They're not bad games, but they're not great games at the same time. And I really want Modern Combat 5 to take another step, because if Gameloft doesn't take a step for the iOS gaming community, then no company will. Basically, I mean, they're pretty much the top dogs until someone decides that the mobile gaming industry is actually worth their time. Until then, we're pretty much stuck with Gameloft. There has been competition in the past, but that's maybe Mojang because of Minecraft. Besides that, Gameloft, has pretty much dominated the App Store. It may not see it from the top grossing, GDP, but the amount of influence they had and the amount of overall games and amount of overall successful, franchises they created shows that, they've been very, very successful, if not the most successful company, on the App Store. That being said, it plays very similar to Modern Combat 4. The visuals are very beautiful, and after 30 minutes, there really isn't that much to say. The narrators clearly don't know anything about Modern Combat, but that's okay because I can't expect everyone to be playing to be veterans. In fact, there's very few people who are actually veterans. But regardless, I can't say I'm excited, but I'm not more excited after watching this. I don't see anything new. In fact, I'm pretty sure it was the first part was just the exact same mission as before, and I guess the explosions look a little nicer, but for the most part, the explosions were never the problem. In Modern Combat 4, in fact they were the problem. It's not the fact that the explosions were bad; it's that the explosions were way too good in Modern Combat 4, and same in Modern Combat 3 and Modern Combat 2. Hopefully they know how to balance the game out because explosives have always been a problem with any FPS game. They've always been a problem. There's no coincidence in Counter Strike. It's no coincidence that in Counter Strike or some of the more competitive games, explosives don't do jack shit. Grenades in Counter Strikes they only chip off half your health if you get hit directly by them. But with Modern Combat 3, if you get hit, if you're remotely close to a noob tube, you get killed by it. There's a big difference there, and it really hurts the competitive aspect and the amount of fun you can have with the game. But regardless, I guess I'm excited. It was pretty cool seeing the clip, and I'm interested to see what Gameloft's gonna show off in the live stream. But honestly, guys, they're probably gonna be showing campaign, and besides that, let's see. I think that's all I talked about when I talked about the development stage of the game right now. I'm almost 100% confident they're actually done with the game, and they'll probably release it, like I said, probably next month in June. The latest they can do is July, unless something goes horribly wrong. But easily, in the middle of June or early June, around there. And also they are let's see, it looks very similar to Modern Combat 4. It's really hard to tell because they never sprint, and that's the most important aspect. Of that's the thing I wanted to see the most, how fast you sprint, because the mobility aspect, allows for more skill, but then it kills the realism. So they need to achieve a perfect balance between those two. But regardless, it's cool, I guess. There's not really much more specific I can get into. I can talk about the voice acting and the animations and the texturing, but none of that shit really matters at the end of the day. It matters if it's not there, but if there's nothing I would spend 10 minutes talking about. So, anyways, guys, it's a Pohdoh here. Rate, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna be in tune for the Gameloft live stream. I may not chat there, or I may chat there just to see who would even recognize me. But regardless, this is Pohdoh here, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.